Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is January 13th, 2025, and La Liga's president Javier Tebas has fired shots at Florentino Perez. Also, Barcelona have officially signed Joao Cancelo. And finally, gonna tell you how Ronald Araujo contributed to Barcelona's victory over Real Madrid in the Spanish Super Cup final without playing. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Bo. We'll begin this video with the news that La Liga's president Javier Tebas fired some shots at Florentino Perez. Now, as you know, for several weeks, Florentino Perez was attacking Barcelona time and time again with the whole Negreira case. Of course, accusing Barcelona of influencing the competition during the years that they had hired the former referee Jose Maria Enriquez Negreira as a consultant for the club. And of course, that did not sit too well with Barcelona. And Laporta had several replies to Florentino Perez, which I covered in previous videos. But now it is Javier Tebas who has replied to Florentino Perez. So once again, firing shots at the Real Madrid tyrant. Now, this is what Tebas had to say in response to everything that Florentino Perez has been doing with the whole Negreira stuff and even with Real Madrid TV videos. Javier Tebas said it's about a strategy to make noise and cause harm. It doesn't make sense. What a coincidence that when Barca leaves the Super League, Real Madrid's furious judicial attack returns. It's called coercion. While you're with me, I know this about you and keep it to tell later. If anyone can complain about the referees, it's not the two giants, but the other 18 clubs. So Javier Tebas, of course, highlighting a point that I've been making on this channel a lot, that, oh, what a coincidence, right? Negreira case has been going on for 2 years. Real Madrid doesn't say a word. All of a sudden, Barcelona leaves the Super League and abandons Florentino Perez's failed project. And all of a sudden, oh, Negreira this, Negreira that, Negreira this. It's such a big deal. But if it's such a big deal, why weren't you complaining 2 years ago? Why did you have to wait until Barcelona left? Maybe because it has nothing to do with the Negreira case. Maybe you're just mad that Barcelona abandoned your failed project. Also, maybe it's just, again, like Tebas says, a strategy to make noise. Because after all, well, nobody wants to admit at Real Madrid that they are a complete failure right now. Right? Their stadium is a failure. Their sporting project is a failure. They just sacked Xabi Alonso. And their club is in 1.3 billion euro debt. So I guess it's a lot easier to distract the Real Madrid fans and socios. Well, apparently they're very easily distracted by, of course, bringing up Negreira rather than focusing on their own problems, which they have plenty. Now, on to that next bit of news, because, ladies and gentlemen, Barcelona have officially signed once again Joao Cancelo. Now, as reported during yesterday's podcast, Joao Cancelo landed in the city of Barcelona yesterday, where he underwent medical exams. He passed the medical exams. And well, today he officially put pen to paper and has officially become a Barcelona player once again on a six-month loan from Al Hilal, where Cancelo will be wearing once again the number 2 kit, since that used to be Pau Cubarsi's, but now Pau Cubarsi is the number 5 kit. So Cancelo will once again wear the number 2 kit, which is the kit that he wore when he was here on loan from Manchester City under Xabi Hernandez. Now, there was a 2-hour delay with the official presentation of Joao Cancelo, where Barcelona had already announced the signing of Cancelo on all their social media platforms, including the website. Then they had to go delete all the posts, delay the presentation by 2 hours, because it seems like there was paperwork that Barcelona hadn't finished. And without that paperwork, Al Hilal couldn't finalize the loan, and therefore it wasn't official. So Barcelona then had to finalize the paperwork, send it to Al Hilal, make it official, and then put up the posts once again, and then actually make the presentation that was several hours late. Just another example of how this board of directors is always improvising. I mean, they had reporters waiting for hours in the press room because they couldn't even finalize the paperwork. Like, my God, it's a straightforward loan. You're not paying anything for it. The player insisted on coming. He's reducing his salary. I mean, how much easier can that get? But anyways, Joao Cancelo has now joined Barcelona once again, where he, of course, during a press conference stated how happy he was being in Barcelona and that he is at the full disposal of Hansi Flick, where he is willing to play in any position Flick will play him. And of course, as I said before, hopefully Flick will be able to get the best out of Joao Cancelo, because if there's anyone that can do that, is of course Hansi Dieter Flick, the miracle worker who has turned pretty much every Barcelona player into a better version of themselves. Now on to the next bit of news, because our sporting director Deco had some words to say about the sack of Xabi Alonso when he was asked during an interview. And this is what Deco had to say. We're focused on our own business. We don't think about what's happening at other clubs, but the pressure at Barca and Madrid is always tough. And when results don't come, the coaches are the first to suffer. It's a bit surprising because it hasn't been that long. They lost the Super Cup, but they're 4 points behind in La Liga, and they're doing well in the Champions League. So Deco saying kind of, we're not worried about that. It's not our business. But at the same time, also surprised because Xabi Alonso has only been at Real Madrid for a few months, and now he's been sacked. Now, I bring this up because, funny enough, a lot of the Real Madrid media outlets were wanting, Xabi Alonso's head to roll for quite some time. And now that it has actually rolled, they've all come out in his defense saying, no, it's too early to fire him. It's like, wait a minute, make up your mind. In fact, someone went as far as comparing Xabi Alonso to Hansi Flick. Yes, you heard that correctly. More specifically, it was Mr. Chip. He is a content creator who focuses mostly on stats. Or at least that's what appears on the surface. Once you dig a little bit more, he clearly has an agenda and uses stats, twists stats to fit his agenda. And now he went as far as comparing Xabi Alonso to Hansi Flick, saying that Xabi Alonso has the same exact record as Hansi Flick. Now, Xabi Alonso had played 34 matches so far before getting sacked, and he compared those 34 matches where he said that in comparison to Flick's first 34 matches, both coaches have the same exact wins, same exact draws, and same exact losses. And therefore, Real Madrid were too hasty in firing Alonso because obviously they're the same. They have the same exact stats. And this is where, of course, something that I always bring up in the channel, and it's stats are only half of the picture. They're only one side of the coin. I tell that to people all the time who come to me. It's like, oh, this guy has this many goals. Oh, Ferran Torres is a top scorer, so he should definitely be the starting number 9. And I will say the same thing. Stats, not everything, my friends, in football. That's only half of the equation. That's only the quantitative analysis. You also have to do a qualitative analysis to get the full picture. Because on paper, sure, yeah, Alonso and Flick have the same exact numbers during their first 34 matches. But does that mean that Real Madrid are the same as Barca or that Xabi Alonso is the same as Flick? Hell no. Now, if you look at what Barcelona did during those first 34 matches up to the Spanish Super Cup, sure, we had 2 bad months in November and December, but up to that point, Barcelona were an absolute steamroller, steamrolling everybody in their way, including Real Madrid, defeating them 4-0 in El Clásico in La Liga, 5-2 in the Spanish Super Cup final, down a man during the entire second half. They steamrolled Bayern Munich in every opponent they came across. So to say because they have the same exact number of wins, draws, and losses that their two are the same, absolutely not. Have you seen Real Madrid play? They're an absolute snooze fest of a team to watch. They are a pathetic team to watch. So please, don't fall into this fallacy where you could think you just by comparing numbers, all of a sudden, it means that 2 players or 2 teams are the exact same thing. Because they're not. Because why? Stats are only one side of the coin. When you don't take the qualitative analysis into consideration, well, you end up making asinine comments like the one Mr. Chip did today. Anyways, let's end this video with the news that Pedri has revealed how Ronald Araujo helped the team win the Spanish Super Cup final despite not playing. I mean, he did come on the last few minutes, but Pedri revealed in a post-match interview that right before the match began, Ronald Araujo gave him a very inspirational speech that inspired the entire team and motivated them to come out of the locker room with full intensity, with hunger to win and ready to beat Real Madrid. Of course, he did not specify what the speech was exactly, but he said that Araujo gave him a speech reminding them of how Barcelona lost El Clásico match this season in La Liga against Real Madrid, and that winning a title, reminding them that winning a title against Madrid would be the perfect response. And also, Araujo implored the players to continue on making history. And Pedri said that that speech really motivated all of them and inspired them to come out ready to win against Madrid. So I guess we found a new position for Ronald Araujo. Is not the right back, so he can pocket Vinicius, and not the center back. Speech maker. or coach, assistant coach. But anyways, keep him away from the defense, please. That will be all for this video. We'll be making another video in a few moments, so stay tuned to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, Bis Barça.